So my last Saitama video got 1 million views. I don't know how that happened. That's my first ever 1 million view video. So that's pretty cool. Thanks for liking and sharing and all that good stuff. I've never had that happen before. I just wanted to say thank you. The reason I brought that up randomly in this video is because in that video, one of the questions I posed about Saitama is what actually happens when two Saitamas fight each other. And I mentioned that I was going to cover that topic whenever that arose. There were quite a few comments asking the same thing. What does happen when Saitama versus Saitama? Well, thanks to some footage provided by some lucky people who had the chance to play the game a little early, we know the answer to the question. But I know Refaser also has some footage, so if you speak German, go check out his channel, because I hear he's got some pretty cool stuff on there. I mean, I don't know personally, because I don't speak German, but now before we actually talk about what it is that happens, I'll tell you where my head was at going into the footage. I thought there were a few different options that could happen. One is that the game just ends on a draw, and the two Saitamas do some type of silly thing and they both walk away. Another option I thought is there could be some type of mashing minigame where they just kind of do a barrage of punches at each other and whoever mashes the fastest wins, which I thought would have been silly, but it would have been something I expected out of an arena fighter. And then the final option is that the two just fight like normal characters, which is kind of what happens. Not really. The way I imagined the two fighting, if they were to fight normally, would be they would basically play like two normal characters fighting each other, which is not quite the case. In reality, Saitama doesn't fight like a normal character at all, because the enemy Saitama doesn't receive any hit stun, or at least they don't have a hit stun animation. So it just kind of comes off looking silly, which I guess is the effect you want when two characters like Saitama fight each other. I just expected there to be more cohesive combat. I don't know what I mean by that. Probably just the hit stun thing, to be honest. When I thought about the two characters fighting each other normally, I almost thought there was a chance that, well, maybe we'll have like a competitive version of Saitama that fights like a regular character. But given this footage, that does not seem to be the case, because the enemy Saitama doesn't even receive hit stun. That's not a thing that move is ready to do. It's not something you could import into like a competitive version of the character. If I am being entirely honest though, there's not a lot of information to go over here. We finally have Saitama versus Saitama gameplay, so we know what that's all about, but there's not much else. Saitama versus Saitama is going to be a fairly rare situation anyway, but it is nice to know that it doesn't just end the match in a draw, which I actually thought might have been one of the more likely outcomes. You might wonder how the match ends if two Saitamas fight each other. What happens when one Saitama beats another Saitama? Well, of course, Saitama doesn't just fall to the ground. No, not R-caped Baldy, but instead he remembers, oh, there's a bargain going on at the local store, so I have to go. And he just runs off screen. He's like, I gotta go get those bargains, because of course he does. Oh, one more thing before I go. This is just completely off topic, and I normally wouldn't even have brought it up in this type of video, but I actually really think it's super cool. Look at this character select screen. Isn't this awesome? I love the aesthetic. I don't know why I'm so in love with this character select screen. It's just so cool to me. I know that's just super random, but it's really cool. Anyway, what do you think about Saitama versus Saitama? What would you have done differently from a design perspective? How would you have Saitama fight Saitama? I don't know what the popular opinion is on this yet, but my take is that, yeah, fair enough. That's probably what should happen. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Bilbzy, and I'll see you in the next video.